Alright, hey, it's me, Mickey D's, and I gotta say, Overwatch 2 is having a lot of issues. Um, I'm gonna talk about the patch notes and the live service and some issues that I feel that they are having. But before I really pop into that, hey, if you like this content, please like and subscribe. But also, so I was gonna do a Pop Tropic video, and that's unfortunately not gonna be coming out this week. Turns out there's a lot more information to Pop Tropica than I realized. So this video actually might end up being 30 minutes plus. I say it's unfortunate, but in reality, it might actually make this video way better. So it might just be a blessing in disguise. Anyway, pop into the patch notes and talk about them. First off, they were supposed to come out on the 15th, 2 days ago, as of the uploading of this video. But they're out now, today, on the 17th. And yeah, there's a couple changes that I feel like are a little too harsh, and a couple changes that I feel like are good, and a couple changes that I feel like should have been made that weren't made. I'm gonna start out with talking about Sombra. Overall, I think that they pretty much killed her usage. I feel like she's not going to be used as much anymore. She she still would be pretty good, but she's definitely a less effective flanker now. But I understand why they did this. So essentially, her hack is now 1.5 seconds instead of 1.75. It'll be easier to eliminate her. That's not the big change. Same thing, hacked enemies are no longer valid targets for hacking for the duration of the effect. You can't stack hacks. That's fine, that's not that big a deal. The big change that they really made with Sombra is that the multiplier, the damage boost. So, like, when you hack somebody, you do 40% extra damage. Now it's 25%. That is a drastic change. So, essentially, she's going to be a lot less effective at eliminating tanks and whatnot. But at the very least, she could still get, heals, like the supports and everything. It's just, she's definitely going to be less effective and less used because she won't constantly hack the tank now. So that's that. And here's the Genji change. And I feel like this was too harsh. I guess since it's 5v5, they think Genji's a little too powerful. They just essentially reduced his ammo from 30 to 24 and his damage reduced from 25 or 29 to 27. And yeah, I don't really understand this change, to be quite honest. Genji never really seemed like such a menace. I guess maybe in high skill brackets, but at the same time, you could really take Genji out pretty easily now. Well placed shot and a magnetic grenade from Cassidy. Like, there's just a lot of things to really take out a Genji now, especially since Winston is like basically meta. Like, it just seems kind of odd to do that. Anyway, moving on. Those were just small little changes to Genji. Kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. We got Zarya here, and these Zarya changes, hopefully they help, because I do think, and as do a lot of other players, that Zarya is a little overpowered right now. A little overpowered. I guess it really depends what rank you're at and how everybody decides to deal with Zarya. It's just, so the barrier is now reduced from 2.5 seconds to 2 seconds. Good change. The cooldown is increased from 10 seconds to 11 seconds. Good change. Which means less bubble. Because that bubble is ridiculous. Now that it's double bubble, it is so hard to take her out. Especially if the heals are on point and everything. Disgusting character. I guess the dev comment says earlier player sentiment predicted that Zarya was one of the weakest solo tanks. But now that it's 5v5 with her high damage and barrier uptime, she is absolutely crazy. So hopefully these small changes really do help. I believe on the Overwatch League patch, while they were playing, Zarya was used a lot less. So we'll see about that. We'll see about that. And we got Diva here. Looks like Diva got nerfed. Overall, I don't think these are too big of a deal. Essentially, her fusion cannon spread is increased from 3.5 to 3.75, so she's going to be a little less accurate, but overall, she's still going to be pretty good. Makes kind of sense that they would do this, because I guess maybe she was hitting too many headshots and whatever. The boosters are now 15 damage instead of 25 damage. Usually, you really would just use that to boop people around, maybe boop them off the map or something. I guess you could get a cheeky elimination, 25 damage, and you could get something cheeky, I suppose. Happen less often, not too big of a deal. And then Kiriko, just a swift step in vulnerability duration. is now from 0.4 seconds to 0.25 seconds, meaning she's going to be invincible less when she teleports out. So essentially, you were punished if you're a good player. So if Kiriko would teleport in front of you, if you were like a good player and had fast reaction time, it wouldn't hit because she had invincibility. Now that time is going to be reduced. So now if you have faster reaction time, you will be rewarded for it. I feel like this is a good change. This is fine. I completely understand. The only thing that really blows my mind is that they didn't do anything with Sojourn, especially seeing how well she's been doing in Overwatch League. Even at like lower skill brackets, she's still a menace. I guess in the super low brackets, she isn't because people getting hit headshots. But her railgun literally one taps like almost every hero on the roster. Obviously not the tanks. It is ridiculous. Like if you have like a very good Sojourn, the whole like, Sojourn could team wipe. It is ridiculous, especially since the railgun has an 8-second cooldown. I feel like if you reduce that to like 4, that's plenty enough time to get the shot off. 8 seconds is a little too generous in my opinion. In fact, me and my friends have even said, why not just drop the headshot altogether and just make it a nice giant burst damage? But I digress. At the very least, just reduce the cooldown, or reduce the sorry, I apologize. I'm just very flabbergasted right now. Just reduce the time it takes, reduce the charge time, because it literally stays charged for 8 seconds. That's way too long. Anyway, yeah. So the fact that they had to delay this, I'm kind of worried about how the live service is, especially since Mei is in the shop right now. Mei's not even playable. So if someone's gonna buy that and be like, "Oh, Mei, I could play as Mei. She's in the game now," because they're gonna assume, and then if people aren't in the know, are not in the know, and then they buy the skin and they want to use it, she's not there. I don't know. It's just I'm a little worried because they could update the shop, but they can't update the game. Like, Overwatch 2 said that we're doing these changes for more updates, and yeah, maybe shop updates. Anyway, that's gonna be it. I really don't have much to say other than that. Hope this helped you kind of understand the changes a little bit more. I played Overwatch 1 a lot, so yeah, obviously things are different here, but at the same time, a lot of things are pretty similar. I'm gonna head out. Have a good one. See ya.